Many owners see the Akita's calm exterior and assume it reflects inner peace. This is often a misunderstanding. The Akita, a breed known for its dignified and courageous nature, possesses a complex emotional world that can make it susceptible to anxiety. Originally bred in Japan for guarding royalty and hunting large game, their history is one of intense focus, loyalty, and a deep-seated need for structure and purpose. This very same heritage, when not properly understood or managed in a modern household, can become a source of significant stress for the dog. An Akita's anxiety is often quiet, manifesting not as frantic energy, but as a subtle, simmering unease that can be easily missed by an untrained eye. Their stoicism can mask inner turmoil, leading owners to believe their dog is simply being stubborn or aloof when it is actually experiencing distress. One of the primary triggers for anxiety in Akitas is a lack of clear and consistent leadership. These are not dogs that thrive in a chaotic or permissive environment. They are genetically wired to understand and respect a hierarchy. When the humans in the home fail to provide confident, calm, and predictable guidance, the Akita may feel compelled to assume the leadership role itself. This is a burden the dog is not meant to carry, and the constant pressure of trying to manage its environment and its people can lead to chronic anxiety. This might be seen in behaviors like resource guarding, where the dog becomes overly protective of its food, toys, or even its owners, viewing them as resources it must control for the pack's stability. Separation is another significant factor. Despite their independent appearance, Akitas form incredibly strong bonds with their families. They are not solitary animals. Being left alone for extended periods, especially without adequate physical and mental exercise beforehand, can be highly stressful. An anxious Akita left alone might not destroy the house in a panic like some other breeds. Instead, its anxiety might manifest in more contained ways, such as incessant, low-pitched whining, pacing in tight patterns, or developing an obsessive licking habit that can lead to skin sores, known as acral lick granulomas. These behaviors are a direct result of the dog's inability to cope with the isolation and the feeling of being separated from its protective unit. A lack of sufficient mental stimulation is also a major contributor to Akita anxiety. These are highly intelligent dogs that need a job to do. In their historical roles, their minds were constantly engaged tracking scents, assessing threats, and making decisions. A modern Akita living a sedentary life with nothing to challenge its intellect will quickly become bored and restless. This mental understimulation creates a fertile ground for anxiety to take root. The dog's unused cognitive energy turns inward, creating a state of internal conflict and stress. This can surface as hypervigilance, where the dog is constantly on alert, reacting to every small sound, or an inability to settle down and relax, even in a calm and safe home environment. Socialization, or the lack thereof, plays a critical role. Akitas have a natural reserve and can be wary of strangers and other animals. proper socialization must begin early and be a continuous, carefully managed process throughout the dog's life. A poorly socialized Akita may view the outside world as a constant source of threats. A simple walk can become a stressful event, with the dog pulling on the leash, staring intently at other dogs, or showing signs of fear and reactivity. This generalized anxiety is rooted in the dog's perception that it must be on guard at all times. Positive, controlled exposure to various sights, sounds, people, and other dogs helps teach the Akita that the world is safe and that it does not need to be in a constant state of defense. Environmental instability can also trigger anxiety. Akitas thrive on routine and predictability. Frequent changes in the household, such as moving to a new home, the arrival of a new baby, or inconsistent daily schedules, can disrupt their sense of security. They are sensitive to the emotional atmosphere of the home. Arguments and tension between family members can be deeply unsettling for an Akita, who may interpret this conflict as a breakdown in the pack structure, causing it to feel insecure and anxious. A stable, predictable environment where the dog knows what to expect from day to day is fundamental to its emotional well-being. Recognizing the subtle signs of anxiety in this breed is the first step toward helping them. An anxious Akita might show physical signs like yawning or lip licking when not tired or hungry, a tucked tail, pinned back ears, or a tense body posture. They might refuse food or show a sudden loss of interest in activities they previously enjoyed. Another common sign is whale eye, where the whites of the dog's eyes are visible as it looks sideways, indicating unease. Because of their reserved nature, these signals can be fleeting and easy to dismiss. However, consistent observation of the dog's body language is crucial for understanding its true emotional state. Addressing Akita anxiety requires a multifaceted approach centered on meeting the breed's core needs. Establishing a clear routine for feeding, walking, and playtime provides the predictability they crave. Daily structured walks are essential, not just for physical exercise, but for reinforcing the owner's role as a calm and confident leader. These walks should be about more than just covering distance. They should be a controlled and focused activity where the dog practices walking calmly on a leash without pulling or reacting to its surroundings. This reinforces the idea that the owner is in charge and will handle any potential threats, allowing the dog to relax. Mental enrichment is just as important as physical exercise. Providing puzzle toys, teaching new commands, and engaging in scent work or other canine sports gives the Akita a constructive outlet for its intelligence. These activities mimic the problem-solving tasks their ancestors performed, satisfying their innate need to work. A mentally tired Akita is a calm Akita. 10 to 15 minutes of focused brain games can be more effective at reducing anxiety than an hour of mindless running in a yard. For separation-related issues, the focus should be on building the dog's confidence and teaching it that being alone is safe. This starts with short, successful separations and gradually increases in duration. It's important to make departures and arrivals low-key events, avoiding emotional goodbyes or excited greetings that can heighten the dog's anxiety about the owner's presence. Ensuring the dog is well exercised and has something engaging, like a food-stuffed toy, to focus on when left alone can also help change its association with being by itself from negative to positive. In cases where anxiety is severe or leads to aggression, consulting with a professional is vital. A qualified veterinary behaviorist or a certified professional dog trainer with experience in independent, powerful breeds can provide a tailored plan. They can help identify specific triggers and implement behavior modification techniques based on positive reinforcement. In some instances, they may work with a veterinarian to determine if medication could be a helpful temporary tool to reduce the dog's anxiety to a level where it can be receptive to training. It is important to approach anxiety not as a behavioral problem to be punished, but as an emotional state to be understood and managed with patience, consistency, and a deep respect for the Akita's unique character.